So I spent $25,000 on plants, and this is what I got. What's going on, everybody? So I am heading up to one of my jobs in upstate New York. It's about an hour and a half away. For those of you who don't know, it's a multiple six-figure project. This project is very unique, multiple different phases: lighting, irrigation, plants, hardscape, all that good stuff. My crew's there now laying bluestone. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you guys what that process looks like. I'm gonna make a separate video just on bluestone alone, but today we're gonna, throw that little clip in there for you guys. But I have plants on the way right now as we speak. A lot of plants, a lot of trees, a lot of good stuff. So for a project like this, what I recommend and what I've been taught and what I've learned over the years is whenever you get plants, trees, anything like this delivered, you want to make sure you go as the owner or as the salesman, whoever designed this project, whatever it is, make sure that those plants, make sure what you ordered is up to quality. You want to do a QC, you want to do a quality check. And then you also want to make sure that you ordered the right amount, and then you want to make sure that they sent you the right amount. That's pretty much what I'm going to go ahead and do today. I'm going to stage some of the things, try to, group things to make it easier for the crew. So I got about an hour and a half drive ahead of me. So I'll catch you guys up there. All right, so we made it to the job, just finished meeting with the homeowner. She as well wanted to be involved in the quality check of the plants, which is amazing, right? She's spending all this money. She wants to make sure that she's getting what she's paying for, and I totally approve of that. If you're a homeowner and you're getting landscape like this installed and you want to be involved with the project, this is one of the phases that you can definitely be involved in. Looking at where the plan is gonna go on the plan, seeing if it's the right one that you spec for on your plans, right? We did actually have one plan, I'll go ahead and show you guys, that came and it looks like it's a substitute for something else. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna send that back because she actually wants this one to be right. We're always okay with subbing some things, but not everything. So I ordered sand today. Plants just got here. The sand is for the plants. We're gonna mix sand, concrete sand, topsoil, compost. We're gonna mix one part of each, and basically we're gonna create a very perforated soil, very loose. It'll drain very well. It'll allow the root system to really establish. So we're getting part one of it. Sand is here. Compost and topsoil are coming on Monday. So basically, like I said, we're gonna take 1 scoop of sand, 1 scoop of topsoil, 1 scoop of compost, mix it together, and that's gonna be our planting soil for the plants that arrived here today. So we're gonna go ahead and show you guys that in a bit. Let me just direct this truck driver before he blocks me in and then I can't leave. 20 tons of sand. What's up, man? Could you put it next to this one? Or on it? Yeah, put it right on that. Yeah. So now he's dumping the sand. He pressed the button in the truck. Now the butt is going up. Uh-oh, there we go. Triaxle dump truck. I'm gonna buy one of these one day. I said it here first. There goes 20 tons of sand, concrete sand.
It looks like dirt.
Now it's sand. Yeah, these trucks look like they're bigger than what they really bring. So now, gotta sign it or all good? Perfect, thanks, man. So is this regular sand or concrete sand?
Concrete sand.
Nice.
That's what you ordered, right?
Yep.
I was saying, that's what they say, concrete.
Yeah, concrete sand. Good.
Regular sand has like pebbles in it.
Yeah. This is good.
All right, have a great day, guys.
Thanks, man. Have a good weekend. This right here is concrete sand. We just got it delivered. The truck is still here. Just gave me my receipt, It's not like regular sand. Regular sand has a lot of pebbles, a lot of rocks in it. This is like fluffy, perforated sand. I think they make Play-Doh out of this. Nah, I'm joking. So let me go ahead and take you guys through the landscape plan for this property. Right here, there is the plant schedule. Now, when it comes to landscaping plans, there's always going to be different sets of plans. Like we have a hardscape plan on top of this, but this is called a landscape planting plan, right? They have the planting schedule here. They have the lighting schedule here, which is just markings of where the lights are going to go. For those of you who are not familiar with how a plan works, basically, just to keep it very simple, is let's just pick this one right here, right? It is a Ilex. It is a Shamrock Inkberry Holly. So we got 5 of them in a number 3 container, which usually means a 3-gallon container, right? As I mentioned before, everybody and everywhere will call things something completely different, but it's always close. So number 3 container, usually what it means is a 3-gallon container. We're getting 5 of them. When I go ahead and I order this from the supplier, what I go ahead and do is I actually screenshot the plant legend and I send it to my supplier. He sources exactly what I need straight from the plant legend. And then what I do on top of that is when he sends me the quote, I then go through his quote and through the plant legend, cross-checking each one, making sure that he got the right amount and he got the right one. Now, mistakes happen. We actually had a plant come here that is not what the homeowner wanted. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna be exchanging that for her because that's not what she wants. We're gonna make sure we take care of our customers. Moving on, as I said, Shamrock Inkberry Holly. We want 5 of them, 3-gallon container. So now we gotta go find them over there in the pile of plants that we'll show you in a little bit. But basically, a very simple way on how to read a plan is there's always a code, which here is IS. And then there's always like a little symbol, a little design. As you can see, all the other ones have little different designs. They do that to kind of, so you can be able to identify what is what and where is where, right? So what you do when you're here on site is now you go and look, well, I got to find IS. So I'm looking for IS, Where is it going to go, right? Because it's not FG. FG would go right here. See these 3 plants connected, FG3, and then they have a dot and a line going through 3 plants. But we're not looking for FG, we're looking for IS. So IS, and IS is up here. So IS is the plant code, and then as you can see right under it is a number 5. Basically what that means is there's going to be 5 plants right here, and if I count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's exactly what it's supposed to be. So just a very quick, simple way to read a plan. Obviously, as projects get bigger and there's many different plant combinations and different trees, all that stuff, it gets more complicated. But when you simplify it like this, it makes things easier. When you start getting in the game in the beginning, this is a very basic plan that you can kind of go off of and understand, like, this is how it's all set up. So as you guys can see, we just had the concrete sand delivered. We went over the plans. Now, taking you over here where we had all the plants, shrubs, everything dropped off. Shout out to my supplier, Site One. Shout out to my boy Dan. He took care of me. He made sure to send us the best stuff that, you know, they have. Huge shout out to him. Everything pretty much checked out, as I mentioned. Just that one plant that's right over there, we're gonna be returning and getting my client the right one. So now you get all your plants on site. There's a million different names, 2 million different nicknames for it. You don't know what it looks like, and you're just kind of like, man, what am I gonna do? Well, the landscape architect for this project provided some pictures of what the plants should look like, which was a huge help. So if your landscape architect doesn't provide this, what I would suggest is the day before, the night before, or whenever, go through the plant legend, Google each plant, look at the pictures, get a little familiar with it. It's gonna be a lot of plants. So for you to remember all of it, it's gonna be tough, but you'll probably have much of a better idea of what they look like as opposed to never seeing them ever. So now that you're on site, plants are here, like I said. We'll keep it simple. We'll go with the Shamrock Inkberry Hollies. Number 3 container, we need 5 of them. So now it's basically identifying those plants. Now, I kind of know what they look like, but basically we're looking for a number 3 container. So all of these are 1 gallon, half a gallon containers. This is a 3-gallon container right here, but If I go right here, I don't see the name that I'm looking for, right? So I'm looking for these 3-gallon containers. Obviously these plants are identical, so that's not what I'm looking for. These are all 1-gallon plants, not what I'm looking for. Same thing here, 1-gallon plants, what I'm not looking for. And something to pay attention to, usually 1-gallon plants are usually ground covers. So there is here on the schedule a different section for ground covers. So now I know where all my ground covers are and I could identify them when I get to that step. Like I said, we need 5 Shamrock Inkberry hollies. Number 3 containers. So I saw this over there, 3-gallon container, go right to the tag, Shamrock Inkberry holly. Got 5 of them. They're gonna be going right in that corner over there. But right now that is our access point to the backyard. So they're gonna stay nice and safely over here because we don't wanna crush them or ruin them. But they're gonna be going right in that area over there. What we actually just did was we went through all of the plants, the entire list, top to bottom. We picked out every plant, made sure that it's what she liked, made sure that it was the right one. And then what we did was we moved some of them that are gonna be going in the back to the back and actually staged a little bit of it. So another thing, peat moss. We have peat moss delivered here to the site, which we're gonna be using for the planting, for the install. We're gonna be throwing some of this peat moss right on top of the plants, the new install, as well as mixing this into the soil that we're gonna be making. That planting soil, that planting mix that we're making, we're gonna mix some of this in there and get that soil right. Another thing, Carbon Pro G. This is a very organic-like fertilizer. Basically, it's 50% compost and 50% carbon. So I don't know if you guys remember, but as kids, they always taught us that trees are the reason that we're here because they give us oxygen. And then you later find out that they don't give us oxygen, that they consume carbon. So this right here is carbon. It's a soil stabilizer, which is it's basically gonna give the plants, the trees, exactly what they need. So Carbon Pro G, soil stabilizer, on top of the planting mix that we're making. We'll never have a plant, a tree die. We do it the right way, take all the burlap off, all the cages off the trees. We plant the right way. Follow along. We brought some of the plants here to the backyard. As you can see, we set up back here already. So here we are in the back of the property. We're standing here by the pool, installing bluestone. As you guys can see, it's amazing. It looks awesome. Right here so far, we only have 40 pieces laid down. This entire pool deck area is getting a total of 200 pieces or so. It's about 1,200 square feet. I have a lot more work to do, but so far, as you guys can see, it's coming out amazing. This is a 2x3, 1-inch thick bluestone in a grid pattern. So it's not a running bond, it's not interlocking or anything like that. Very unique, and I'm just super excited to see this thing complete. And for those who are wondering why I'm leaving these joints, this is a 1/4-inch joint that we're gonna be filling with polymeric sand, a gray polymeric sand. Now for bluestone, it's very typical that you use sand. Some installs will call for a mortar joint, which is basically just a concrete joint right down in the middle instead of sand. But this one calls for polymeric sand, which is here on site. It's actually right over there. It's the yellow bags under that Carbon G fertilizer that I was just showing you guys. So as you guys can see here on the project, we've made a lot of progress. Last video, we hadn't even broken ground yet. Today, pool, the concrete pad is installed. We're installing bluestone. I mean, the pool's filled. I don't remember in the last video, I don't think the pool was even in yet. No, it was in, it just was the shell. So a lot of progress so far. Gabion basket retaining walls with shale filled from site, which makes this particular wall very unique to the property. This wall right here is unique to the property. The reason for that is because we used shale from the site, literally right from like where I'm standing, came from under the ground to fill that wall. So very unique. It actually looks amazing. Looks like it's stacked stone. We went ahead, we painted the Gabion basket retaining walls because they come just like in aluminum color, like steel. They don't paint it, they're just coated so they don't rust. We painted over it so that like silver, it doesn't pop out as much. It blends in more with the landscaping, right? So a lot of progress so far. We installed here bluestone steps. These are bluestone, real natural bluestone steps with 6-inch rise. They're 16 inches deep and they're 6 inches in rise. So all in all, as you guys can see, a lot of plants going on back here in the back. Showed you guys the plants in the front. Things are moving along here on this project. Make sure you subscribe, drop a like, drop a comment. Let me know what you think about this project.